All right, all right. We are live. We should be good to go. Welcome to the party. We got a lot to get to today, a lot to cover. I even got some college baseball I'm going to give you really quickly. Let me charge this. Let's get this computer over here too. It's your phone. All right. Let's get this going. Welcome. We are ready to go.
You know how to use that mouse now.
Yeah. All right, let's just give a minute for everybody to get in. Oh, it's 10. We gave them 10 minutes. That's enough. Thank you, Da. Thank you, D. All right, let me get to some baseball really. Actually, let me get to everything because we got everything to cover. We're coming off a great night, 10-3 last night. Again, it sounds like a lot of volume, but we're betting multiple markets. Like when you got Major League Baseball, college baseball, WNBA, 10, all that stuff, I can't pass on it. I need to share that information because it's just so good. It's so hard to get all this shit, and we're getting it. I got to be sharing it. Now we're going to go over today. We'll go over our results, of course. All right, hold on. We got another play coming in. Another play. Kansas, Detroit, Kansas City. Let's go over. Let's see. All right, everything keeps coming in. Busy day. I'm going to have a lot of live action for you. Yeah, Battlehawks, no sweat, baby. No sweat. We bet them in the first half. We bet them for the game. We bet the under. Nice night in UFL yesterday. Can't overlook those markets. I know everybody wants NBA. Everybody wants NHL because it's the playoffs. I don't give a shit where the money comes from. As long as the accounts keep going up, I'm happy. And that's what's been happening. We're having a great year. So let's go over that real fast. Then I'm going to give you some baseball. I'll get you some baseball action, some college baseball that goes off at 3 p.m. Eastern. Okay? All right, here we go. Even have a breakfast made. Breakfast has been made, so we're good. Look there. All right, there we go. I stretched. There we go. Why is that light not so? Is the light all right? I think I just hit something, baby. That's all. There we go. Brighten me up. Here we go. Thank you. I was going to turn the camera and show you off a little bit, but it's over. The camera's over there, so I couldn't do it. Sorry, baby. You look very, very nice. You look very nice this morning. Very nice. All right. Let's go over results real quickly. You know the leaderboard now. Top three. I was number 2 in profit for 2025. We're after that number 1 spot. I told you coming into this year, if you're ever going to jump on board with me, this is the year to do it. I'm coming off a losing year, only the 2nd in the last 10. So you know what that means. After our last losing year, we had the biggest year ever. We're going to break that record this year. We're going to break that easily this year. Don't forget, Gianni put up a special for you, $199 for the whole month. Damn. I'm just giving this shit away. All right, let's go. Let's see where we're at in baseball. That's where we're at. Everybody wants baseball right now, so let's see baseball. Where are we in baseball? Let's go over those results. All right, number 1 in baseball. Last year we had a losing baseball season. It was like the first in like 5-6 years, so we knew what we were going to do this year. Heavy favorites to bounce back, and that's where we are. We're up 63 units in Major League Baseball, but more importantly, we have about a 6% ROI. Now, long term, I told you, if you could get a 5% ROI on a season, you're in the top 0.00001% of betting syndicates on the planet, wise guys on the planet. Most are good with a 1-2% ROI because of the volume. So we're doing very well. We have a really good sample size, over 350 bets we've placed. We're up 63 units, up about 6% ROI. So we're crushing baseball. We're not even at the halfway mark. It's the second half of baseball, which is always done the best because all the attention starts to shift towards the NFL and college football. And we're just crushing during those times. So, yeah, great time to jump on board. Now, let's see overall, because that's what matters. How are we doing in everything? All right, and there we go. Yep, we're at 60 units, one for the year. We're at 1.5, close to 2% ROI. We've given out over 1,200 bets, so we are in statistical significance. That's why we're profitable. And you know how we bet size. We bet size, not the percentage of, that's the rating we use at Wager Talk. Remember, we use a 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5% rating at Wager Talk. That's a rating of strength. It's not a bet size recommendation because you will go broke betting 5% of your bankroll on a play. So if you got, a $10,000 bankroll and you're betting $1,000 bankroll and you're betting 50 a game, you're going to go broke. There's no question about it. The only question is how long it's going to take because you're over betting your edge at that point. You truly are. That's just the facts. It's not me. That's math. You're not going to be able to overrun the math because the truth is, even during your most profitable years, you're going to have some really bad stretches. That's just how it works. But if you trust in the law of big numbers and you really are a plus EV handicapper, a plus EV bettor, then over a statistical significant sample size, you're going to turn a profit. But that's not going to happen unless you're able to survive the negative runs. Like, dude, I'm going to give you all the free picks you could imagine here. I'm going to give you premium stuff, gold I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the sharpest shit that's in these accounts. But that's not going to matter unless you bet size correctly. Like, I could win today, I could lose today. That shouldn't change your life at all. But what should change your life is how you bet size. Because unless you're only betting today and never betting again, then that's what you should be focused on. It's kind of like, people don't talk about CLV and, who cares about closing line value? The only thing that matters is if you win a bet. Nothing could be further from the truth. That's such bullshit. If you're only betting one bet and you're never betting again, then the only thing that matters is picking the right side. Nothing else matters. That's all that matters. But if you're going to bet tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, then picking a winner doesn't matter. What matters is placing a good bet and getting in the habit of placing good bets over and over and over again. That's the only way you're going to be in the 0.5% that makes money betting sports. Listen, I'm in that 0.5%. That's been documented over the last 10 years, and I'm up for this year. I'm going to make my money. But I want others to learn from my mistakes because it took me too long to become profitable. I should have had all this shit 15 years ago, not just, 8, 10 years ago. I should have had this shit 20 years ago, but it was my lack of discipline and my lack of patience, which cost me everything because I had access to the best information, just like I do today. I have access to the sharpest accounts, the specialists from so many different sports. But if I don't use that info correctly, I'm going to keep losing money. And that's what was happening. I was able to win money for these guys. They were winning year after year, but I wasn't. I wasn't making money betting because I was over betting my edge and I kept losing my bankroll because my risk of ruin was way too high. That's just the facts. Like, once you have access to winning info, like I share with my subscribers, you decide your risk of ruin. And what that means is you decide what your risk is as far as doubling your bank or losing your bank. For example, if you want a 40% risk of ruin, which means you're going to, double your bank 6 out of 10 times, but you're still going to lose it 4 out of 10 times, you need 200 units for that, 200 to 300 units. So think about that for a second. If you're betting $10 a unit, okay, you need $2,000. You need $2,000 just to have a 40% risk of ruin, which means 40% of the time you're going to lose that bankroll. And 6 out of 10 times you're going to double it. That's your ruin. That's your risk of ruin, even with 200 units. And I know most bettors out there, you're not betting with 200 units. Most barely have 50 units that they're betting with. They have a $5,000 bankroll and they're betting 100 a game. Like, they're guaranteeing themselves they will go broke. It's just a matter of time. So if you want to work with a 20% risk of ruin, which is what I do, and the only reason I work with a 20% risk of ruin is because I know I have the experience to navigate through an entire year of ups and downs. But even with a 20% risk of ruin, where I know I'm going to double my bank 8 out of 10 times and lose it 2 out of 10, and that's kind of what we've done. We've won 8 out of 10 years. We need 400 units for that. So if you're betting $10 units, you need $4,000. If you're just betting $10 to, $10 regular bets, $20 best bets, that's how many units you need. Now, for blackjack, I always recommend a 10% risk of ruin max. 5% is even better, but 10% max if you're efficient. And to do that, you need 500 units. So if you're betting $10 a unit, you need $5,000 to have a 10% risk of ruin. We're going to double your bank 9 out of 10 times. And you're going to lose it 1 out of 10. That's not me. That's the math telling you this. So guys, please, 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 for your own sake, if you have $1,000, okay, don't bet more than $10 a bet. I'm telling you, you need to be betting $10 a game, and that's going to put you at, a fair risk of ruin. Even if you have 25, if you have 10 dimes, if you have $10,000, okay, you shouldn't be betting more than $100 a play. That's with $10,000. That's with $10,000. You need to keep your risk of ruin low. You need to do that. Again, you could have a 1% risk of ruin where you're going to double your bank 99 out of 100 times. You need 1,000 units. So if you're betting $10 a unit, you need $10,000. But with $10,000, okay, you will double your bank 9 out of 10 times. Now, it's going to take you a while betting $10 a unit. But wouldn't you rather double your bank than lose your bank? Again, guys, I can't stress this enough. There's nothing more important than that. That's why I don't care. I'll lose viewers. You could go watch other people's free picks and all that nonsense, all that bullshit about their locks and their parlays and their same game parlays and to the moon shots and all that bullshit. Dude, I'm telling you now, if you don't want to be like the 99.5% of sports bettors that lose money every year, if you don't want to have negative lifetime earnings, you have to do it the right way. I'm going to pound this home every time we're on. And I know guys are going to get bored of it and they're going to say, oh, he's talking about the same shit over and over again. It's because obviously not enough bettors are doing it. So I need to keep driving that message home, because what good is it to give you such great information and knowing all it's going to do is get you in trouble, because you're going to overbet your edge. And when it's all said and done, yeah, I may give you a winning day today, but your fate's already predetermined by your bet size. Like, there's nothing you could do if you're betting like that. If you have $1,000 and you're betting $50 a game, nothing's going to save you. No picks in the world are going to save you from going broke. That's just the math, because you're overbetting your edge. And now what happens? You're down 200, 300. What are you going to do? Lower your bet size now to get it back? No, you're going to make that same mistake and probably even bet more to get that back. So you need to avoid those demons, brush them off your shoulder. And the only way to do that is to treat it like a business. And when you start a business, this is what you do. This is my business. This is what it's worth. Here's my bankroll. I'm going to treat it like a business so that it pays me like a business. Remember, 2 pieces of the puzzle: bankroll, bet size. Bet size never changes. Bankroll changes. So what I mean is, no matter what your bankroll is, you're not going above 1%. I told you, on my 5% plays, which I give a few a month, maybe 2, 3 a month, On my 5% plays, I bet 1.25. That means off $10,000, I'm not betting more than 125 bucks. And that's why I've been able to do this as long as I have. That's why I went from a 100 to 500 bet size to 1,000 to 5,000 right now. I'm betting 1 dime to 5 dimes. And I started 100 to 500 and I worked my way up. I finally made myself, looked in the mirror and said, bro, it's time to do it the right way. Like, you can't keep making the same mistake over and over and over again. And I know so many of you guys out there are right where I was, where you're sharp. You know about closing line value. You know about shopping for the best line. You know when you're placing good bets and when you're just chasing or betting for action. You know what to do. But that discipline and patience in what's cost you, because you want it all now. You want that money now. Doesn't work that way. Again, you can have it all. You just can't have it all today. You got to work towards having it all. That's what took me forever to learn. Like most of you know, I come from a very poor background. Both my parents didn't speak English. They had a elementary school education. Okay? I lost my father when I was young. I had no guidance. Everything I learned by myself. I came here with only $600 in my pocket. I knew nobody in Las Vegas. Nobody was waiting for me. I've never been here before in my entire life. And I only had $600 in my pocket to start my life. So I made every mistake you could imagine. I was evicted from apartments. I had electricity cut off. I worked as a cab driver. I bartended. I was a waiter. I did any low-skill job to make money, to then do what was my passion, was the gambling, the sports betting. And even though I had access to winning information, I continued to lose money because I didn't know how to bet it. So I'm going to go long talking about this. Even if I lose viewers, I don't give a shit. Go watch those free plays. Go see those same game parlays, because I want you to learn from my mistakes. I'm that example, bro, that once you do it right and you actually set out a business plan for yourself, you could acquire so much. I'm at a point right now, and this isn't a brag, where I'm not trying to bet more. Any profit I make this year, that money's going towards other investments. So I'm diversifying. That's why I'm good with 1,000 to 5,000. I don't need to bet more than 5 dimes on my 5%. I don't need to bet more than 3,000 to 4,000 per play on my 3 to 4% plays. I'm good with that. I'm good, because there's other things to invest in. And I don't want to deal with other agents and risk that, having to deal with new people. So I'm comfortable betting that. You could get there. Start. I don't care if you're just betting $10 right now. Bet $10 on your regular bets, 15 on your best bets. Do that. Do that with $1,000 bankroll. Then when you get it to 2,000, now you go double that. 3,000, 4,000, 8,000, 10,000, 20,000. That's how you get there, bro. You don't get there overnight. And again, if you can't manage $1,000 bankroll and be profitable, you won't be able to manage 100 dime bankroll to be profitable. I promise you. I promise you that. Now, I'm going to look through some questions. Sorry, guys. I'm using this freaking Apple, and I hate this shit. It's just, all right, let's go. Let me look through these questions. Damn, you guys fired away with questions today. You're welcome, Paul. You're welcome, brother. Thanks, Christopher. I had to put the Phillies hat to the side. Trent, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Vol, I'm just telling you, I keep it real, bro. Thank God I'm in a position in my life, bro. I don't have to bullshit anybody. I don't have to sell picks. I do it because I love it. I enjoy what I do. But I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to tell you how it is. That's it, Big. That's it, Big. Big Skip. That's it. That's it. Just do it the right way, bro. Do it the right way. Good man, Shawn Michael. Oh, yeah, we killed it yesterday, Dom. We killed it yesterday, brother. My man, slap them cheeks, brother. All right, you ready? Let's dive into the action. You know what we're doing. You know we're up for the year. You know we're aiming for that number one spot. Now I'm going to give you five college baseball. You ready? 5 college baseball. Here we go. We're only at 845 people. Please go down there. I need that like button smashed. I need that like button smashed. I need you to retweet this. I need you to share this. Come on, man. Cachava. Amazing. Good stuff. Then I put it in a blender, but first I put all fruit. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, banana, a little peanut butter. I'm all over it. All right, you guys ready for college baseball? Here we go. 5 college baseball bets. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Elaine. Minnesota's still got a lot of work to do for us. Minnesota's going to get there, sweetheart. Minnesota's going to beat Detroit for that division. I know Detroit's way ahead. They will come back to earth. Minnesota's going to catch them. All right, here we go. You ready? Houston Christian. Okay, this is in the Austin Regional. We're betting Houston Christian plus 3.5 runs. Good all the way up to minus 140. Okay, we're also going under 11.5 in that same game. Houston Christian, Kansas State, under 11.5. So we're Houston Christian plus 3.5 runs and under 11.5. Okay. Now head on over to the Eugene Regional. Oregon and Cal Poly. We're going under 11. Oregon, Cal Poly. You know, these are all good all the way up to about minus 130s. Under 11. Oregon, Cal Poly. Okay. Next up, Nashville Regional. We're going over, our only over. Wright State, East Tennessee State. We're going to go over 13.5. All right. Now head on over to Corvallis Regional. It's like my last name, Corvallis, but Corvallis with a C. Corvallis. We're going to go under 11, Oregon State, TCU. Under 11, Oregon State, TCU. So let me repeat these. Let me give them to you again. 5 college baseball. All of these are premium plays, all subscriber plays. You're getting them for free. I could be selling them with the college baseball record we have. Come on. We could be selling this right now for $30 a pop. But I'd probably sell like 200-300 of them probably today. Saturday, yeah, 200-300. Let's lowball. Let's say about 200 of them. At $30 a pop. Do the math. But you guys, I love you too much. Too much support. You guys are awesome. Win or lose, you're always giving support. And that's what I respect more than anything. Just like I told, a lot of times you're going to disagree with me, and you should, because you have your own opinion, and I'm not going to be right every time. So you should disagree with me. I respect that so much. The only thing I don't respect are those dudes that talk shit after a game's over. Like, tell me I'm wrong before the game starts. Tell me who you like before the game starts, not after. Like, dude, anybody could tell me I'm wrong after the game. Tell me before the game. All right. Let's go again. Let's go again. Thank you, Chris. God bless you and your family, my brother. All right, ready. Austin Regional. We're going Houston Christian plus 3.5, and also under 11.5 versus Kansas State. So we got Houston Christian plus 3.5 and under 11.5. Houston Christian, Kansas State. Then we're going over to the Eugene Regional, and we're going under 11. Oregon, Cal Poly. Then we're going to Nashville, great place. Nashville, over 13.5. East Tennessee, Wright State. Over 13.5. And finally, in Corvallis, TCU, Oregon State, under 11. So that's 5, count them, 5 premium plays for you in college baseball. Now, I can't give you my my baseball, all of it, because again, I got a package that's been up at pregame and at wager talk. I was on my mind because someone asked me a question about where I started. All right. Hold on. Here's what we're looking at. All right. You ready? I'm going to give a 4% play. I can't fucking believe it. Here we go. Oops, I cursed. Here we go. You ready? 967. We're going over 7.5. In Detroit. Over 7.5 in Detroit. Detroit KC, we're going over 7.5. 4% play. But we only bet 0.25, so that's 1%. 1% of bankroll. Over 7.5. I'll lay up to minus 130. It's minus 125, but I'll lay up to minus 130 not to have to go over that 8. Again, going over 8's okay, because if it goes over 7.5, the worst you're going to do is push. The worst it could go is 8. But there's 7.5s out there. This is where it matters to shop, because if it lands 8, you're going to push, and I'm going to win. You don't want that. You want us both to be in a win-win. That's why it's okay to go over 8 if I'm going over 7.5, because again, the worst you're going to do is push. But you want to win. You don't want to push. Let me go. Babe, don't forget, you got your breakfast. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got to bet it. You guys get it before I even bet it. Here I am betting it for these groups, and you guys are getting it first. You're probably moving the numbers for me. Fuckers. Oops, I got to stop that. All right. All right. A lot of questions today. Let me see what I can get to. No, nothing in Champions League, brother. Nothing in Champions League. That's it, Doc. That's why I don't look like the guy on the cover of Muscle and Fitness. I don't deserve it. I sure as hell don't deserve it. What do I do? I don't live like them. So why should I? I don't deserve it. I didn't earn it. You got to earn it. It's like with the sports betting. You got to earn it. You don't just become profitable because you like sports. You don't just become profitable just because you know how to find good bets either. You become profitable because every action reflects a winning bettor. And winning bettors don't take bad numbers. Winning bettors shop for good lines. Winning bettors don't parlay. Winning bettors don't tease unless it's a plus EV teaser. Winning bettors don't bet for action. They don't bet because the game's on TV. Winning bettors don't make pizza bets, whatever the hell that means. Pizza's now $25 a pizza. What are you kidding me? That's a real bet. This isn't 20 years ago, you get a nice pie for $5. Those days are gone, brother. So that's true. I mean, you got to be honest with yourself, man. That's the only good thing. I keep myself accountable. I'm accountable. I take full responsibility for all the mistakes I made. It was nobody else's fault but my own. It was my lack of discipline. That's all it was. My lack of patience that cost me. And it's the exact same reason I'm not on the cover of Muscle Fitness, because I don't have the patience. I don't have the discipline. I lack that desire needed. Now, many of you have that desire to be a winning sports bettor, but you're missing the other two components, which is patience and discipline. Without those two, it's not going to happen. You need the patience because it takes a while to build. Can't have it overnight. If it was that easy, we'd all do it. Why the hell would anyone go get a job? Why would anyone go kill themselves and save money? Why would it be so hard to become wealthy? Everyone would be wealthy, but it takes a certain mindset to get wealthy. It has nothing to do with even money. It's mindset. Because that's the one thing I grew up poor, but I never felt, and I was broke, but I never felt like poor. Even when I came to Vegas with absolute nothing in my pocket, I was confident it was just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. That's all it was before I started acquiring some wealth. I had the resources, had the network, had everything right, but I didn't have the discipline, didn't have the patience. That took the longest. And most of you guys are young, man. You're still in like your early 20s. Your future self will thank you so much if you start doing it right now. Bro, you pay every month. When you get your cell phone bill, you pay it, right? Every month. You get your car payment, you pay it. Your insurance, you pay it. Your rent, you pay it. Why aren't you paying for your future? Why don't you pay for your future? Every month, write a bill to yourself. Whatever it is, $50, $100. That's your future. You're billing yourself for your future self. And invest that money. Invest it. Put it in the market. Just put it in a low fee fund. Put it in crypto. Put it in gold, in something. But invest in your future self. I promise you, your future self is going to thank you. But none of us do it, bro. I wish. We always say, oh, if I could go back, I'd do this. If I could go back, I'd do that. Well, if you're young enough, you could already do that. If you're in your early 20s, late 20s, early 30s, you're already going back. You have a chance to do it right. So that when you're in your 40s, God blesses you with a long life. In your 50s, it's easy. But you got to invest in yourself now. That message is more important than anything else. You have time on your side. You have the beautiful compounding interest on your side. You don't even have to invest a lot. You just have to be consistent. Just go put it $100 every month. That's my bill every month. I have $100 future investment, my future self bill, and put it in a here's a fund for you. Low fees. I'll even pull it out for you. This covers the entire market. You know, it's like covering the S&P 500. It's ticker FZROX. FZROX. It's a Fidelity. Covers the entire market, more or less. Just get that fund. It's an ETF. Every month, put a little bit of money in it. Don't even look at it. Is it up? Is it down? Is it up? Is it down? Look at it 10 years from now. Look at it 20 years from now. And watch your future self thanking your younger self. Dude, you could always find that money. You find a way to pay your cell phone bill. You find a way to pay your insurance. You find a way to pay your rent. You find a way to pay all your bills, even go on a date. Find the money and invest in your future selves. Like, I can't stress that enough, young people. You have all that time to let your money work for you. You could have your money working for you while you're sleeping, while you're doing everything else. Put your money to work for you. Do it now. Don't wait. Do it now. All right. Sorry. Strategizzi. Is that how it? Strategizzi? Had me going off on a little rant. Forgive me. Shout out to Montreal, Bernardo. Shout out to Montreal, my brother. Thank you, M. Thank you, M. Dude, it is. You could take advantage of it when you're young. You can't do that shit when you're old. That's why now you have the system ready to work for you. You have it ready to work for you. And I'm telling you, whether times are good or bad, just put in there. And those times that the market's really bad, you're just going to get more shares. Who cares when it drops? You're not looking to cash out anyway. You're not looking to trade. You're looking to invest. So what do you care? If anything, you get happy when it drops, because now when you put in your monthly buy, you're going to get more shares. So what do you care? You're looking to cash out 10 years from now, 20 years from now. It's like I tell young people with Bitcoin. What do you care what the price does? You're not trading it. You're investing in it. What do you care what gold does? You're investing in it. You're not trading it. So who cares if it goes down 20%? Okay, this month when you buy, you're just going to buy some more now. You're going to end up with a little more for that $100. Why is that a bad thing? That's a good thing. That's all you got to do. It really is that simple, man. But we just don't do it. We think we have forever to do it. We'll do it next. We'll start doing it a little later. We have forever. Do it now, bro. Do it now. Exactly, Sean. Exactly. For $500 turns into $50,000 because your parents had the foresight to say, you know what? When he's this age, this money will have worked for him. So that 500 was working for you every single day of your life. God bless your parents for having that foresight for you. That's all it takes, bro. That's all it takes. It's not rocket science. We just make every excuse in the book why not to do it. Don't get me going. Believe me, I made all the mistakes. I made enough for everybody in this room. I made more than enough mistakes for everyone in this room. Learn from them. I sacrificed for you. That was my gift to you. That was my gift to you. My sacrifice of being a jerk off better. Yeah, take that company match. Oh, dude, if you have a 401k and your company's matching you, max that shit out every month. Every month. Are you kidding me? I don't have that opportunity. I wish I did. I wish I was in that position where a company is matching me. I'd be maxing that shit out. All right, here we go. Robert, that's it. That's why you retired early. Because that's what you did. You just had the foresight to say, all I got to do is put a little away this now and then let my money get to work for me. That's it. And who cares whether the market's doing good, whether it's doing bad? You won't care because you got a 10-year window. You got a 20-year window. And rest assured, what you buy today is going to be worth more in 10 years, 20 years. That's the way you do it. Nah, Paul, I never really got into it. I mean, I got a couple pieces, but it was never my thing to really go all in on sports memorabilia. I just didn't have the money. I didn't have the money when I was really into following sports and all that. Good move, Ron. Using Pinnacle to find inefficient numbers is very smart. It's very smart. Sorry, guys, we keep cutting out here. All right, we're going to go over some more baseball real quick. I just want to see some. Oh yeah, Sean, Tesla gave us so many opportunities. Tesla's good for the future. I don't even care what it's doing right now. Like, it'll go up. It's volatile. It's still a volatile stock. But what that company is going to be worth 10 years from now, 20 years from now, that's where the money's going to be made. Right now, if you're trading in and out of it, I get it. But I highly recommend. It's no reason to that's one you want to hold. That's one you want to hold. You know, Tesla, just the fact that Tesla was $220 back in April is ridiculous. And now it's up to $350. Like, anytime it has big volatile drops like that, you just got to buy some and just let it sit there. Let it sit. That's it. That's all you got to do. Andy asks about cashing out. And I know a lot of books are now offering that cash out. I'm going to tell you, man, they never give you decent price. They never give you a good price. Like, you got them by the balls. You have a ton of equity. And I know it sucks risking nothing, but a lot of times those cash outs they just take advantage. They're just, again, if the money's significant and it's going to mess with your mindset, or it really matters, then I live in the real world where we have bills, we have responsibilities. So cash out, get that money. But like, as using sports betting as an investment vehicle and, you know, actually doing it long term, like, last perfect example, 2 weeks ago, the UFC, I had two big parlays. Okay. One was $200 to pay $25,000. Okay. And I had eight fighters on it. Six were in. And it was offering me like $2,000, $2,500. And I turned it down. I'm like, it just isn't paying me the right price for what's remaining. And the truth is, I actually ended up losing that parlay and got nothing for it. But I had another one that was like a 6-fighter parlay that had already cashed for $300 that paid like, 6-7 dimes. So it was already a free roll. And my girl's like, you're not going to take that $2,500? It's like an extra $2,500. You hit that parlay for $6,000, that's $8,500. I'm like, nah, no way. Like, I'm going for that 25 dimes. When I placed that parlay, I placed it because I was going to win 25,000, or else it would have just been a 6-fighter one like the one I already cashed. So I'm going to ride that out. Because again, if it was life-changing money, or I like the other sides now, then I would cash out, or I would hedge it, or I would look for a middle if it was a point spread. That's different. But if I still like that side and that's still the opinion, then I'm not going to do it. Like, I had Morales left on one of my parlays, and I'm like, dude, I was going to bet Morales. So now I don't have to bet him. Like, so I'm definitely not going to hedge it, bet against him. If my goal was to get more money down on him, and now I have it because of my parlay. Look at you looking pretty. Then there's no way I was going to cash that out. I was going to hedge that. Thank you.
I'm going to take save to his friend's house.
Okay.
He said 11.
Okay.
First pool party. I'll take him so he don't.
I think you're coming home. Now we'll do MMA later.
I'm coming right home.
I'm just looking to see if anything else came in. Oh, that's a good special. My man. I have a strong lean in the NBA today. And one of the groups I work with, I'm actually good friends with. And I text them and said, do you have anything in the NBA? And he said, no, not yet. And I said, please hit me up even if you see anything. Because, he's monitoring different screens. He works with different movers and runners, so he has access to really good information. I'm sitting back. If he comes in and confirms that side for me, I'm firing a 5%er because I really like a side in tonight's NBA Game 6. So yeah, I can't really cover the NBA, but what I can tell you is I do have a series bet on Indiana for the series. I do have Indiana for the series. All right. All right, we'll go over some MMA as well. Fire those questions. Let's get the 1,500 people. Smash that like button, baby. Thank you, David. Thank you, brother. Thank you for joining us, my man. Thank you. Good man, Vol. Good man. I like, yeah. How about that under? I do. The under in Reese, I let you guys know. I bet that. I bet the under 1.5. I bet it is a 3% play. Then I added 1 more percent to it as a 4% play. So it's 1% of bankroll. And you guys have been betting with me for a while, know that I would usually go opposite that. Like I would expect a progression or regression towards the mean. Like these guys aren't going to keep finishing inside the distance, right? Like eventually the market becomes more efficient. The total gets higher. But in this case, or lower, it really can't. In MMA, when you're fighting 3 rounds, the only thing you can really adjust is the VIG. Like you can't adjust really the over-under. Like these guys are 1.5s and that's it. It's just a matter of how much juice to go under. And I thought anything less than -200 was a steal. Because again, whether these guys win or whether they lose, these guys are getting it done in the first 5 minutes. Thank you, David. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Mitchell, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I keep looking. I want more stuff for you guys. I'm trying to get you more stuff. I was hoping for more college baseball too, but we got those 5 plays in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Oklahoma City -800. That's ridiculous. That's way too high. That's way too high. I really do think they're going to give us some problem. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Michael, for asking that. In fact, I got to go. I got something for you. Hold on. Because my boy Richie sent me nothing. Yeah, true story, bro. $600. That's it on my life. And what's crazy is I flew from, I was living in Greece. I was in Greece for like 2 years. And I was supposed to stay there like a month. I went for Christmas and New Year's. I ended up liking it. And then I met some girl that was from LA, and her and her sister had moved to Greece for a little bit like I did. So then I had people to hang out with and shit. And so I ended up liking it. I ended up staying there 2 years. And I got to tell you guys the story. This truly happened. I was living in Greece, and in the summer, friends would come or family would come. And to make a long story short, I was going to the airport in Athens to pick up my cousin. Okay, we hung out. We grew up together. He was going to spend the summer with me. And the plane was late. His plane was late arriving to Athens. So I went into one of those shops that sell magazines and books and stuff like that. And I was looking through their paperbacks. They had one American book. And it was a paperback that was Casino. It said Casino. And it said soon to be made into a motion picture starring Robert De Niro, right? So I was like, holy shit. And then I read the back and I'm like, oh my God, this is a true story. I'm buying this book, right? I swear to you, I bought that book. My cousin lands. We go back to my apartment in Athens. I start reading the book. I start getting into it. Then we go to the islands like you do in Greece in the summer. and we went to our island, which is right across from Italy, Kefalonia. And on the beach, I had this book with me, and they're like, dude, why are you bringing your book every day? And I'm like, dude, this book is freaking amazing. Like, I know the movie was great. I'm sure most of you guys watched Casino, but if you ever want to read a good book, read the book. There's so much more detail in there about Frank Rosenthal's life before he came to Las Vegas, during Las Vegas, after Las Vegas. So it's a great story. So I read the book, and my friend had come out by that time also, and we're sitting there on the beach. Mykonos, that's it. You know what's up. And next thing you know, that my friend goes to me, bro, when are you coming back to Philly? And I said, dude, I'm not. He's like, you're staying in Greece? I'm like, nah, I'm actually going to leave in August. This was like, we were still in June, July. He's like, where are you going? Connecticut? Because my sister lives in Connecticut, and I had gone up there before for like 6 months. I'm like, nah, Vegas. He's like, what? Vegas? I'm like, yeah, I'm moving to Las Vegas. He's like, for what? I'm like, to my dreams, bro. I got to reach my dreams. And they're like, they were laughing. They thought I was kidding. But I swear to you, on my life, that book, reading that book, made me decide right then and there that I was not moving back to Philadelphia, where I had all my family, all my friends. I had a network. I could have had it easy there. You know what I mean? Nope. I flew straight from Athens to New York. I landed in JFK. I took the next flight out to Las Vegas. And all I had, I didn't come with money. Like, my mom thought I was going back to the East Coast. Or she thought I was moving to LA because I had met that girl from Cali and stuff. And I didn't even want to say, I was even afraid as a grown man, 25 years old, but I was afraid to tell my mom, 24, that I'm moving to Las Vegas. I didn't want her to stop me from doing it, because she would have been like, no. Go where your family, where your brother is, your sister, your family, all that. She would have been so against me moving to Vegas. But she was okay with me going to California. She thought I was going to, build this relationship with this Greek girl. But my plan was Vegas. And I swear to you, dude, I landed here at 2 a.m. I'll never forget it. At 2 o'clock in the morning. And back then at the airport, they used to have a wall that had all phones, and the phones you picked was for each casino. So there was an MGM phone, a Mirage phone, a Luxor phone. So whatever phone you picked up, that went straight to the front desk so you could book a room. So I land at 2 a.m. in Vegas. I have my luggages from Greece, so all my stuff with me. I'd never been to Las Vegas before. I pick up the phone for Mirage, and they're like, it was like $200 a night, 100 something a night. Dude, I'm going down this list all the way down to a motel where the guy was like, yeah, we have rooms. And it was like $30 a night, 20 something dollars a night. I'm like, you're my guy. I'm coming. Hold me a room. So I get into one of those Bell transportation. I didn't have money for a taxi. I got into one of those vans that they take everybody with them to the bus transportation. So we get in there, and my man's dropping people off on the strip. Like, he starts at the MGM, drops people off, goes further down, drops people off at the Flamingo, drops people off at Mirage, at Treasure Island, all the way down to the Stratosphere, bro, to the Stratosphere. My man looks back, and he's like, where are you going? Like, he was shocked I was still in the van. And I go to him, the Hi-Hat. He's like, what? And I was like, the Hi-Hat Motel. He goes, okay. My man took me to this motel. I swear to you, as soon as we pull in, there was like 2 or 3 like hookers, but not Vegas hookers. They were crackhead hookers. You know what I mean? Like 3 crackheads right in front of the motel. They had a sign that said, rate by the hour and like XXX channels and shit like that. I kid you not, bro. I kid you not. There was like 2 pimps, a drug dealer. And to me, that was normal coming from Philly. So like, it didn't faze me much. I was like, okay, cheap room, whatever. And the first thing I did, if you guys are ever in Vegas, I think the Hi-Hat's still there. Hi-Hat Motel is still there. Go down. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And right across the street was Boston Pizza. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to go get a cheesesteak, because I hadn't had a cheesesteak in over 2 years. I was in Greece. And so it was like 2, 3 in the morning. By that time, I walked across the street, got a cheesesteak. It was a Greek place too on top of it. So I go back to the freaking motel. I eat. I'm like, this is freaking nasty. I'm looking in the paper for any room for rent, like rooms, hotels, anything, apartments and shit. Everyone wanted down payments. I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? Next morning, I take a couple hours sleep. I asked the front desk guy, who was like cracked out of his mind, bro. He thought I was asking him for drugs or a hooker. He didn't even know what I was saying. And I'm like, how do I get up on the strip? He's like, oh, the bus in front. There's a bus that comes every 15 minutes. So I took a bus and it went up the strip and I jumped out at the Mirage because at that time, the Mirage was like one of the best places. And I had knew about the Mirage. So I got out at the Mirage and I went into the Mirage and I was like, dude, this is beautiful. Holy shit. And I went and asked how much are the rooms. And the lady tells me, I was like, I can't stay here. So I walk into the poker room and I see at that time, poker started heating up and there's all these people playing poker and shit. And I see people with their luggage and I'm like, dude, these people are just here to gamble. Like they got their luggage out. They're trying to get a couple hands in before they get to the airport. Right. So I start talking to somebody about rooms being so expensive. And he's like, oh, dude, try to get a casino rate. And I'm like, casino rate? He's like, yeah, if you play poker, they'll give you casino rate. And I'm like, seriously? He's like, yeah. So I was like, okay. By that time, I had played enough poker in Philly that I wasn't like a professional poker player, but I was good enough to spot the square at the table. You know what I mean? I was good enough to take a tourist's money. And I swear, my $600, I was so scared. I kept thinking to myself, scared money don't make money. Scared money don't make money. But I'm like, if I lose this, what do I do? I'm homeless. But I said, I'm going to play real tight, real tight. I made a little bit of money. And then I asked for casino, players card, all that, got casino rate. They offered me like a room for like $40. I was like, oh my God, there's my answer. Here's my solution. Bro, I swear to you, I took a bus back, took my luggage, then took a bus back to the Mirage, booked the room, ended up staying in the Mirage for 9 days, right? And I was playing poker. I was only looking for those tables that had tourists. If I saw people with luggage or tourists, those were the tables I was looking for. And I swear to you, I would just wait there and I was a rock. I was a rock. If I didn't have rolled up queens, kings, or aces, I wasn't going in. If I was playing 7 card, if I didn't start off with trips or 3 to a flush, I wasn't in. Or a high pair, I wasn't in. Like I was playing tight, and going to those party tables, I called them. Like where they were drunk, they were having fun. And I would even set up my alarm and go down at like 1 a.m. to find the party table. The guy that just wanted to play a couple hands before he goes to the, picks up the hooker and goes back to the room. Or looking for the dude that was just kept wiping his nose. It was all coked up and shit. I was looking for those tables. And I stayed there. I ended up making a little bit of money. Stayed there 9 days because I kept getting a casino rate. Even got it friendly with the pit bosses. Ended up getting free food and shit, telling them my story. They were all like laughing and writing me little comps and stuff. And then I found a studio apartment that was, monthly that I could finally have a down payment and rent. And I walked over there and rented it near the Stardust and shit. And then I got a job at a pizza place that it was a Greek guy. And he didn't need anyone, but he was from Philly too. We knew some of the same people. And I was like, bro, I need a job. I said, dude, you could get rid of 2 people for me. Like I knew the pizza business. I joked. I said, dude, I won the Golden Spatula Award in Philadelphia. Like you put me on the grill, you could send 2 people home. I'm the fucking man when it comes to the pizza place. And he was laughing. He said, dude, I don't need anyone, but here's what I could do. If you're willing to come, you could do prep in the back, but I could only pay you $5 an hour. This was like 1995. And I said, yes, the $5 an hour. The first job I got here in Las Vegas was for $5 an hour. But I was like, I'm going to go to the Stardust. I knew that was the hot spot. And I'm going to meet the right people. And my life's going to change. And before I knew it, that's what happened. I would be at the Stardust every day. I started seeing who was there. I started seeing who the runners were. Started getting in good with the runners, building some trust. Got a job doing that, being a runner. And it just went from there, man. That's how it started with a $5 an hour job. And the real funny story, we'll get to the picks real quick. The delivery driver from the pizza store drives me home one day. And he's like, bro, why do you live here? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, bro, why do you live here? Like, you're making money. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, this is the ghetto. I'm like, the ghetto? He's like, bro, this is the ghetto of Las Vegas. Why do you live here? I didn't even know better. Like, coming from, again, I grew up poor. Coming from Philly, like, to me, it was a nice apartment. It was a nice complex. It was a decent street. Okay, you had a crack head down the street. Like, that's a big deal. That's normal. Like, I didn't think there was anything out of the ordinary, but it just shows you how, like, when you're younger, how you see things differently. But yeah, it could have turned out a lot different for me, but God blessed me, looked after me, had tough times, but that's pretty much how it started, bro. Reading the book, Casino, brought me here. And since then, that's how it took off. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let me see what else is coming in. All right, so far, so we got over in Detroit, Kansas City. We like that one. We got 5 college baseball. Can't believe we gave them all out. Let me tell you what's going on. We'll do UFC next. I'll go through every fight like I always do. Make sure, if you're ever going to jump on board, I told you, this was the year to do it. Not only did you get Blackjack for free, and we finished the Blackjack course. It took 9 classes. 2 of the classes were review. Halfway through, we had a review class, and at the end, we had a review class. So technically, I could have done it in 6 or 7 classes. And that's what I figured. I used to say it all the time. I could teach someone how to be an advanced blackjack player in about 15 hours, but then they need to practice themselves to become great at it. And we finished it. The first course at Wager Talk for Advantage Blackjack was finished. Every single person that finished that class is now the favorite versus the casino. Honestly, I'm proud of what I've done in this business after breaking in the wrong way. And I was a tout and I sold games of the year and I made all those mistakes early on. And I've apologized for that over and over and over again. And I've tried to repay the industry and those that supported me even back then by doing it right, doing it the right way over the last decade. And I'll continue to do it the right way. And I'm proud of that. Turning a long-term profit 8 of the last 10 years, being profitable so far this year. And I make me at least a minus 200 that when December 31st rolls around, we will have turned in our 9th winning year out of the last 11. But the Blackjack course, the reason I swear to you, I'm so proud of that is because they don't need me anymore. They have everything they need in front of them. Like, they can now go off and make as much money as they want. It's on them to apply the blueprint. The blueprint works. I'm living proof of that. The fact that they won't deal me is living proof of that. Go on my Twitter. You'll see me getting kicked out of a $1 billion company. I'm a kid came here with $600 and they won't let me play blackjack at a $1 billion area. So trust me, my system works. That's factual. Everyone that left now knows the system. I took the time. I shared more stuff than I ever thought I was. There's a lot of tricks that we all keep in our back pocket. I swear to you, I shared everything I knew about beating the game of blackjack, everything I knew about getting away with it, because I had gotten backed off so much. I knew the mistakes I made. Every single one of them. If they don't have the money to start their business today, they will tomorrow. They will next year, 2 years from now. They could whip out that notebook, brush it off, and get the work. Like, they now know what bankroll they need to have a 10% risk of ruin. They know exactly how much to bet before every hand is dealt based on what the count is. They know exactly whether they hit, stay, double down, or split. The exact move they should make every single time. They know what games to pick, what rules to look for, how much penetration they should be dealing into. Like, that course I'm so proud of. Because again, now it's on them to practice, and get great at it. And they could just go off and print money for the rest of their lives. They really can. Like, if they're funded correctly and they know what they need to be funded correctly, and then they bet size correctly, there's nothing the casino can do. they could technically build a mega business being a advantage blackjack player. And there's nothing the casinos can do about it. Like, they could go out and print money. That course was worth, forget what we charged for it. Value that they got is priceless. When I tell you, you can't even put a price on it, because the money they can make is unlimited. It's on them. Like, they can make an unlimited amount of money. And that's the difference between, I saw great between rich people and poor people. When you tell a poor person wants to ask, how much does that cost? Rich people ask, what am I getting for that cost? Like, they don't ask what the price is. They want to know what the value is. What am I getting for that? Us poor people, we ask, how much does that cost? You know what I mean? And the fact we gave that away, I don't know if we'll ever do that again, where you buy my gear and you get the blackjack for free, because I swear to you, easily that's a $5 course. Easily. Because I took a $5,000 blackjack course, and I could promise you, I'll put my course up against those all day, every day. And yeah, thank you guys. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the 30 of you that took that course and came every week, asked the questions, made me accountable, like made me revisit it and get great. I got that passion for blackjack again. Hell yeah. I love it. All right. Let's go through the board real quick, because I know everybody's here for picks. So let's go through the NBA real fast. Here's what I can tell you with the NBA. Here's what I can tell you. Let me look in the back end. All right. So far, the public's about 60-40 on the favorite. Let's get the 2,000 people. Let's get the 2,000. And I'll give you another 4%. I'll give you a free 4% if we get 2,000 viewers. 2,000 viewers, free 4%. Okay. So you have about 60-40. A little more than 60% of the tickets, a little more than 60% of the money on Indiana, which is what you expect. They're a 4-point favorite. Like, if they were a 6, 7, 8-point favorite, you'd expect about 70, 75% of the money, maybe 80% of the money. So it's in line with what you expect the favorite to get. A home team, it's in line. What does stick out a little bit is the over, because I'm seeing in the back ends, they're teasing the game. A lot of bettors that are taking Indiana, they're teasing it. A lot that are taking the Knicks, they're teasing it also, thinking if the Knicks lose, they're not going to get blown out. And thinking if Indiana wins, being able to get them on a teaser is kind of like getting them on the money line. They're teasing it with the over, regardless of what side they're taking. They're teasing it with the over. Also, parlays, I'm seeing parlays with the over. That usually means the straight bets on the over are coming as well. As we get closer to game time and people start putting in their straight bets also, I think the over is what's going to be sticking out most. Come on. We're 100 people away, 97 people away. Let's go. Get us to 2,000. Get us to 2,000. Tweet that out. Retweet that shit out. Share it. Let's go. So the over is what sticks out. Now, if we look at the line, remember what it did? It dropped right away. It opened at 220.5, got bet down all the way to 215 in that first 24 hours. Got bet down to 215.5. But since then, it's been over. So it looks like two-way sharp action on the total, where the first group that fired went under 220.5. But at 215, you saw another group that liked the over, which makes sense because you got a 5-point move in the NBA playoffs. Unless it's injury related, you expect the market to be more efficient than that, right? This late in the season, you have all the data. You're in the playoffs. The line's supposed to be tight. You're not supposed to move 5 points without an injury, without suspensions, without weather. Like, there's no reason for lines to move 5 points this late in any sport, in any season. So that was a little telling that they moved so much towards the under. Again, so I was not surprised to see that over sharp money come in as well. Now, I also got asked about the NHL. So here's what I could tell you with that NHL game, because I would not be here with you guys. All right. Florida, 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 Florida. That's all I'm seeing. Florida money. Florida for the series. Florida in game one. They like Florida in this one. And they're betting them at plus money for the series. They're betting them in game one. So Florida's definitely getting the money in the NHL. I think it's going to be a tough game series. I'll tell you that. I don't think Edmonton's going to have a case. I mean, Florida's going to have an easy go of it against Edmonton. Edmonton's going to be a tough out. And more importantly, Edmonton is home for the series. Like, they have a big edge when that's the case. Those teams have a huge advantage. Just that alone should make them a bigger favorite than they are. I mean, I get it. Florida took out Carolina. Florida is that team that's getting, they beat Toronto. They're getting the job done. I get it. And they were on the road against Carolina as well. So now they got to go. They're the road team in this series also. It's tough to do, man. To win 2 straight series as the road team, you're fighting an uphill battle. And you got Edmonton, that's a great home team. They're 31-14 at home. That's tough. That's tough to overcome. So personally, I like Edmonton. I like Edmonton for the series. Haven't bet them, but I like Edmonton for the series. Next, let's look at a little Major League Baseball action. UFL, we swept the UFL yesterday. Come on, 27 people. Let's get there. I got a 4% just waiting to come out. 30 people. We could get there. Let's get us there. 30 more. 30 more. 29, 28. Let's get there. Let's get there. 2,000. Let's break 2,000 for the first time. I need to do these more often. Let's get back. Would you guys like the YouTubes, the daily YouTubes again? Battlehawks and under, Sean. Battlehawks and under. We even came back in Battlehawks first half. I love when I see that. When the line moves for the game and then they want to get more money down, so they come in the first half, forget about it when that happens. That gets me the most excited. That gets me the most excited. All right, let's look at baseball real quick, see what jumps out there. I gave you the Detroit over already. Detroit also got bet. Detroit first 5, Detroit for the game. I know it's chalky, but rest assured, sharps bet favorites as well. What else is sticking out in baseball? Let's look real quick. Oh, hold on. Oh, I think we're in action, boys. I think we're in action. I'm going to get you guys in action. Oh, yeah. We have 10. We got 10 now. We got to go under 10. Got to go under 10. Hold on. Hold on. Let me write down what we're looking at right now. I'm going to give these to you. Don't worry. All right, so we're looking. Arizona. All right. Hold on. We're going to go over baseball now. Just let me get the last of my notes down. All right. Oh, we got the over in Detroit, Kansas City. Just bet again. Just bet it again. We just bet it again. I'm 7 more. One more. Boom, 2,000. 2,000. All right. You're getting it. You're getting another 4%. You're getting another 4%. I owe you a 4%. Let me finish where I was in baseball because you're going to want that. Ah, I love you guys. I love you guys. That's my crew, baby. That's my crew. I'm about to hook you. I'm about to hook you. You guys are freaking awesome. All right. Here's the three we're looking at. First, let's start with, all right, Oakland, Toronto. Oakland, Toronto. All right, where's Oakland, Toronto number? Athletics in Toronto. Forgive me. Athletics in Toronto. All right, we like that. I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot. Hang on, we may confirm that. Under, I like under 9, Athletics Toronto, under 9, Athletics Toronto. I'll let you know in the next few minutes whether we fire a premium. Let me go to the next one. We like under 9. All right, not this one. We don't want to look at Seattle. Now let's look at one more. Oh, yeah, I think we got another. Oh, yes. Yeah. All right, you ready? You ready? We're going to Washington, Arizona, game 961. 961. Washington, Arizona. We want to go under 10. 10. Now that bookmaker's at 10. Now that Heritage is at 10. Now that the Wager Talk line is at 10. That's what we want to go under 10. We want to go under 10. 3% play. I'd go good to 125. It's got 115 right now, but I'd lay 125 to go under 10 instead of the 9.5. At 9.5, I'd probably go a little less. Jump on board now, baby. Jump on board. You got the more motivated than I've ever been. Now I got number one in sights. I've got number one in sights, baby. All right, so we got Washington, Arizona, under 10. Ooh, gonna wait a little on Oakland, Toronto. We got a little bit of time. Hold on. Let's get some more. We got MMA. Now I'll get you out of here. Don't worry. One of the groups just sent me on instant messaging. They went under in San Francisco and Miami, but they went under 8. Now I know Heritage and Bookmaker have 8, but the rest are at 7.5. So I can't really give that out as a subscriber play because I would want to go under 8. Under 8. Miami and San Fran. If we could get more spots giving us 8, I would bet that under 8. If you could get 8 on Miami, San Francisco, it's a good number. But no premium. We're going to pass on that as a premium. Again, the only other premium that we're looking at is so far in the package, there's 4 plays in the package. 4 plays in the package, in the baseball package. And now I just added Washington, Arizona. So we got 5 plays in Saturday's MLB pass. 5 of them. We got an MLB 5-pack for you. And then we also have 5 we also have 5 college baseball. Oh, I love it. See how that happens and you end up with volume because it's multiple markets. Like now I'm going to have UFC too. Let's say I have 5 plays, 6 plays in UFC. We're all the way up to 16 plays already. And that's not heavy volume. Given 5 in a market, there's 50 to choose from. But when you have a busy day like today, that's going to happen. That's why you have to bet size correctly. If you're betting correctly, you don't care. You want more volume. It's like I told them with Blackjack. You want to see more hands. The way you're going to make the most money is the amount of hands you see. So you need to see more. With sports betting, I want to be able to get down more. I don't want to get down more money. I want to get down more bets. You understand? That'll get me down more of my bankroll, not on the same play, though. I want to spread it out. I want to spread my risk out. I don't want it all saturated on one outcome. I want my risk spread out over multiple outcomes, not caring which one wins, which one loses, trusting that when the dust settles, I'll be up money. That's what we're doing here. All right, you know that I didn't even bet this Washington and Arizona yet? For the love of God. You guys get it first. You really do. So let me get that in. Yeah, see, they're working with 10s. That's what we like. My sharpest bucks at 9.5. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. My sharpest books at 9.5. My squares books at 10. That's what we want to see. I promised you a 4%. Don't worry. I haven't forgotten you. I haven't forgotten you. Oh, dude, we already bet. That is the print. You ready? I'll give it to you. Why not? Oakland, Toronto. Oakland, Toronto. Go ahead. Under 9. Under 9. Under 9. 4% play. There you go. 4%. So you got a 4%. I gave you, I'm just giving it away. I'm just giving it away. But we're up to 2,100, baby. Here we go. We got under 9. Athletics, Toronto. Over 7.5, Detroit, Kansas City. So there's 2 4%ers for you. 2 4% best bets. The only thing bigger would be a 5%. It's the only thing bigger. And that's by 1% of a rating, 0.25 of a bet. So the difference for me between a 4% and a 5%, this is what's crazy. See, and the market's what screwed this industry up. Because I'm going to explain something to you. I have a package up in baseball, okay? With 5 baseball plays in there. And I wrote with bet and on the package says with 4% best bets. Now, if I just change that wording from 4% best bets, even though there's multiple 4%, and just changed it to Saturday MLB with 5% best bet, 5%. Do you know that I'll sell 20 times the amount of packages that I'm going to sell otherwise? Minimum. That minimum 20x. Sometimes more than that, 30, 40x. I'm going to sell 30 or 40 times the amount of packages because I'm going to say I have a 5% up. That's what's wrong with the market in this industry. That's what's wrong with sports betting. That they're looking for that lock. They're looking for that bet that they could just put everything on. It doesn't exist. It don't exist. That's the problem. You're never going to find it. You're never going to get to that point where it's worth just unloading your whole bankroll on. That's just not going to happen. Your edge is never that great. You're making a mistake as soon as that's your mindset. So that tells me that most of the guys that are going to buy that package have the wrong mindset. That's why I like working with subscribers that are with me for the year. I make a lot less money off them, but I know they're invested not just for the long term, but their mindset is prepared to do it the right way. Those guys that when I sell like that daily package, I worry because that's not the kind of bettor I want to partner with. I don't want to partner up with that guy that needs to win today because they got to pay their rent. It's the end of the month. Or they want to take their girlfriend on a vacation and they need dude, this isn't how you do it. That's how you end up gambling and end up going broke. That's why I like when I have a special, like I have now $199, I want it for a month. I want someone committed to that mindset of we're going to make our money, but we're going to do it the right way. We're not going to gamble. And I see it all the time. All I have to do is change that one word. Like I said, I'll sell 20x, 30x more packages. So let's say, this baseball package, I'm going to sell 30 of them. Okay. By just saying 5%, I will sell over 100. That's all I have to do. And I will charge more for it on top of it. So I'm going to charge $10 more. So now they're paying $40 instead of $30. And I'm going to sell so many more of them. I'm going to make so much more money. So you, the market, are incentivizing me to create big plays. That's the wrong approach, man. And thank God there's a platform like Wager Talk that I could talk like this, because I could promise you, I've been on other sites and I know about other sites where that's not the case, where you're not allowed to talk like this, because the whole promotion is about pushing that big game, that when it's a TV game, making sure you have that 5%, making sure you have a game of the year out, game of the month out, game of the bullshit. Here's your game here's that game. That's that game. That's that bullshit. But it's your fault. It's your fault. Because here, it's proof right here. You want that shit. You're incentivizing these touts to act touty. You're incentivizing them by following them, by supporting them, by promoting them when they're doing it the wrong way. And I'm not calling anybody out, but I hate the fact that every day new bettors are entering the space and they're being misled by losing bettors. These dudes selling you that shit, they're losing bettors. The reason they sell is because they're consistent. They put up content every day, and even a losing bettor is going to get hot. So when they do have their hot streak, you could throw dice and you're going to get on you can throw darts and you're going to get on a hot streak. Every losing bettor gets on hot streaks. That's why people still gamble. They don't just lose. So you wait. When you get on a hot streak, you can promote a big game. Lose again, lose again, lose again. Oh, here comes hot streak. Promote a big game. Like the market is incentivizing these guys to do that shit. Call that shit out. When they put that big play and they tell you they're 7-0 over their last 7, tell me, what are your last 70? What about your last 700? Like, demand that shit. It's the market. It's going to give you what you settle for, what your demand. Like I told the guys at Blackjack, we don't play continuous shuffle. We don't play 6 to 5. Those assholes playing blackjack at a 6 to 5 table, they're ruining it for me because they're accepting a terrible game. So now, of course, the casino is going to put more 6 to 5 tables. Of course, they're going to put more continuous shuffle because you're playing them. Don't play them and they won't put them. But as long as you're going to be playing them, I got to deal with that shit. So stop playing blackjack when the table says 6 to 5. Stop playing when it's continuous shuffle. Stop letting them stick it to us over and over again by saying no. That's it. And that's why these now the sports books, dude, I see them serving minus 115, minus 115. 115 on team A, 115 on team B. And you know why they could get away with it? Because you bet into it. You're betting minus 115. That's why they're doing it. If you saw minus 115 instead of minus 110 and you said, go fuck yourself, I'm not betting, I'm withdrawing my money, guess what? They're going to have to go down to minus 110 like also and give you a fair shot. But if you're willing to lay minus 115, why wouldn't they charge minus 115? So you're the reason that they're cheating us. You're the reason we're not getting good odds, good deals. Stop taking that shit. Stop accepting it. Say no. Just say no. Just say no, baby. Nancy Reagan had it right. She just was talking about the wrong shit. She should have brought that over to the casinos and said 6-5 blackjack, just say no. Continuous shuffle, just say no. Minus 115 instead of minus 110, just say no. That's what we should have had Nancy Reagan doing, not drugs. We lost that war 30 years ago. That's a war we can't win. Come on. Americans like their dope. What are you going to do? That's life. Thank you, CH, brother. Thank you. And I want to thank the 2,250 people partying with us right now. Here comes MMA. You stuck around for the right reasons. Yeah, expect what you accept. I love it, Robert. I just stole that. Expect what you accept. I love it. I love it. I love it. What a great quote. Expect what you accept. I love it. I'm writing that one down. See, I have quotes around me. That's what I like. That's exactly it. You will expect what you're willing to accept. Well said, brother. Well said. My man. My man. There's some knowledge for you right there. There's some gold. That's a nugget. That's a nugget right there. That's what we come here for. Maybe we'll get that one little nugget. We just did. My man just gave it to us. My man just gave it to us. Good call, bro. Good call. Never, Sean. Never, never, never continuous shuffle. All right, I'm just pulling up the MMA, baby. I'll give you all of it. Don't worry. We ain't messing around. I don't love this card, I'll tell you that. Next week's card, oh, that's magical. And on Thursday, I had a 6:15 a.m. call time. So I had to be in the makeup chair at the Apex by 6:15 in the morning. So that meant I had to get up at 4 a.m., had to shave, shower, pick out the clothes because we were doing two shows. We taped one after the other. So we taped on Thursday for this UFC, tonight's UFC, and then we taped for next Saturday's UFC. They're going to put that out probably Monday or Tuesday. They say it's live, but we already taped it. But yeah, so I already looked at next week's card. Oh boy, we got some goodies there. Next week's a good card. And then UFC Expo. If you're in town for Fight Week, for International Fight Week, I will be at the Expo on Friday. I don't go to Thursday. I don't go Saturday. I go Friday. That's the best day. I may be doing my podcast from the stage. I've done it the last 3 years at the Expo. I haven't really talked with them yet about doing it for this year because I kind of like to be able to just hang out. But if they ask, we're probably going to do our podcast from there. But make sure you reach out. If you're there for International Fight Week and you're at the Expo, make sure you come up and say hello. Don't be shy. Come up and introduce yourself. Please, please, please. Please do. We got a college football future for you, a plus 850 future. You ready? Buffalo to win the MAC. Buffalo to win the MAC. Buffalo plus 850. Buffalo plus 850 to win the MAC. And then I have a boxing for you also tonight. Boxing just came through. Charlo via knockout. Charlo via knockout. Charlo via knockout, minus 125. All right, let's go over UFC real quick and I'll get you out of here. All right. Thank you, David. Thank you, brother. All right, so you got 5 college baseball, 2 that are all 3% plays, 2 4% in Major League Baseball. You have a MAC future at plus 850. You got Charlo in boxing by knockout. And now I'm going to give you some MMA real fast. All right. I can't give you individual plays because obviously there's a package up that people paid for, but I could go through the card real fast. All right. Dos Santos and Arteline. If you've heard already, I like Arteline. I don't think Dos Santos should be a 2 to 1 favorite. She's been a favorite in both her UFC fights so far. She's lost both. Okay. She's been an average of a minus 255. She's lost both. Arteline, been a dog in both her fights. She's lost both as well. So both these girls don't have a single UFC win amongst them. How Dos Santos is a 2 to 1 favorite doesn't make sense to me. I get it. Arteline's a TikTok star, so they think that's her gig, not serious MMA. But rest assured, Dos Santos should not be 2 to 1. Arteline's a lot more dangerous than that. It's a tough out. It's a tough out. You're welcome, brother. You're welcome. Jahan, the only way, dude, it's just the truth. If you treat it like a business, it's going to pay like a business. If you treat it like entertainment, it's going to cost you like entertainment. And I'll keep bringing up that exact reference. Less than 1% of bettors are profitable. Dave Mason told us that it's only 0.5% of accounts have positive lifetime earnings. So you're talking about tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands of accounts. Less than 0.5% are actually profitable. So 1 out of every 200 actually make money betting sports. So you know that the chances of doing it are very slim. Kind of like making the NFL or being a UFC fighter. Your chances are very slim, okay? So being a winning sports bettor is very slim to begin with. If you want to be in that 0.5%, every action you make has to reflect that about the 0.5%er. You can't chase. You can't overbet. You can't bet bad numbers. You can't parlay. You can't bet for action. None of those reflect what that 0.5% does. None of them. And that's why the perfect example, why I'm not on the cover of Muscle Fitness. I don't eat like them. I don't sleep like them. I don't take the supplements they do. I don't take the testosterone they do. I don't work out like they do. None of my actions reflect that that's what I should look like. I haven't earned that. So why should I look like that? I haven't put in the time, the discipline, the patience, the work to look like that. If you want to be a winning sports bettor, you have to reflect the actions of a winning sports bettor. And winning sports bettors don't chase. They don't overbet. They don't bet for action. They shop for the best number. They let bad numbers pass if they miss. Like, those are the things that you have to do. All right, next up. Aswell and Oki. I like Oki here. As well, short notice on really, really, really short notice. I actually like Oki, forgive me, Balaji, in the first matchup when he was a favorite of, was it minus 170? He's actually bet it. But now against as well, short notice. Yeah, definitely like Oki. I definitely like Oki. Now, Trevin Giles and Gustafson, they're fighting at a catch weight. Is that mine? Cool. Oh, that's from the lacrosse league. The Premier Lacrosse League sent me some swag. Awesome. All right. Gustafson against Giles. That was canceled, right? Hollabaugh and Levitt. Levitt should win this fight. The line's kind of gotten away from us from what it opened at. All right, let's get to 2,500 people. Let's get to 2,500. Let's break a record. We're 2,350 already. Okay, so I do like Levitt. I wouldn't bet him. I think the line's just too high right now. Where it opened, you place a good bet. Where it sits right now, just no value. I mean, Levitt's got the tougher strength of schedule. When you look at Hollabaugh's wins, they come against guys that are combined 3 and 5. That's who those 2 UFC wins come against. And his losses, 6 losses against guys who are combined 14 and 12. They only won 54% of their fights. Levitt's much better than that. So this is a step up for Hollabaugh. He just fought 2 months ago in March. Yeah, this isn't a good spot for Hollabaugh. I like Levitt there. Filio and Nascimento, really tough fight. 2 really good fighters. both decent prospects at flyweight. Nascimento, we haven't seen him in 2 years. He's had a layoff. That's why this price is where it is, or he would be a much bigger favorite. He's much more dangerous, much more well-rounded. I like Nascimento there. The only thing that worries me is, again, he hasn't fought in a while, so we have to deal with that layoff on the Nascimento side. Now, Todorovic and Reese, I like the under there. I don't think they go into the second round even, and we're getting 7.5 minutes. So I like the under, and I think it's Reese. I think Reese bounces back off his loss. Todorovic, he's now 2-5 in his last 7. He's lost 2 in a row. His 3 UFC wins come against opponents who were combined 3 and 10 when he faced them. So they hadn't even won 25% of their fights. That's who Todorovic has beaten. So I like Reese, and I like Reese inside the distance. He's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage, switch stance versus orthodox. A couple of trends that I like there. I like Zach Reese inside the distance. Vieira and Chason. If this was a couple years ago, I think Vieira would be the side. But Chason right now, I think this is a good spot for her to get a big name on her resume. Obviously, Vieira is much more tested. She opened as the favorite. She's now the dog. That's the only problem. Some of the value has been extracted on the Chason side. But I do think Macy gets the W here. I really do. I think it's a good bet. Up until minus 150, I still think she's plus CV. Billy Ray Goff and Brahimaj. Goff's going to win this fight, but he's just too big of a favorite. I mean, Billy Ray should not be this big of a favorite. He closed as a dog in both his UFC fights. But he's got a nice 5-year advantage here. Switch stance versus orthodox. And Brahimaj just hasn't beaten anybody yet in the UFC. He's 3-3, but hasn't beaten anybody. But with that said, Goff has no business being this big of a favorite. So for me, it's a dog or pass situation, but it's not a dog I want to mess with. Klein and Gamrot, I like Klein here. Listen, Gamrot's supposed to win this fight. I mean, he's a top 10 guy. He's fought a much tougher strength of schedule. The problem is Gamrot's calling out Sarukian. He's calling out a bunch of, top 5 guys. And Klein wants to get into that wants to get a ranking. He wants to break in. Like, this is his Super Bowl. This is a step up, but one I think Klein's ready for, and it's the perfect timing. I mean, he's only has, in his last 7 fights, he's catched 6 of them with 1 draw. He's got a ton of momentum. He's won 4 in a row. He's got a ton of power, a 6-0 knockdown ratio, where Gamrot's got a 1-5 knockdown ratio. So it's the perfect storm. A guy that packs power against a guy whose chin's been tested already. The problem is Gamrot going to be able to take him down and control him? Because he's just such an elite wrestler. and has that elite wrestling game, especially on the offensive side. Klein's got a good takedown defense, over 90%, and he's faced over 20 plus attempts. So people have tried to take him down. They just haven't had any success, none at all. But none of them on the resume of Klein have the takedown ability that Gamrot has. So this will be the first huge test for Klein. I think it's a good test. If he could keep this one standing and get Gamrot's respect by landing a big shot early, I like it. I like it. Next, Macy Barber and Blanchfield. Now, those that bet Blanchfield early, well below minus 200, I think they placed a decent bet. You got to give them that, right? They did. They placed a good bet, and the market reflects that. You know, you got her sitting now at minus 240, 245, okay? So, obviously, the market's giving Blanchfield some respect. Personally, I think that train's left the station. Like, you could have got her down at minus 170, minus 180, minus 190, minus 200, minus 210, minus 220. See where I'm going with that? Like, why would you wait the better now at minus 240, where your implied win probability is much higher than it was at minus 170? Like, so again, she may win this fight, but it's still not a good bet. Bad bets win all the time. Good bets lose all the time. But if you continue placing them, we know the outcome. You place good bets, over time, you'll be profitable as long as you manage risk correctly. You place bad bets, you'll win along the way, but the end result, you're going broke. That's the math. That's just how it works out. And I don't think Blanchfield minus 240 is a good bet when you could have got minus 170 not long ago. Like, you're not betting from a position of strength. You're now hoping. You're hoping to be on the right side. You're hoping to be the product of good luck. We're not in the hope business, bro. You don't make money betting sports by being in the hope business. You got to be in the certainty business. That's what we do. We bet with certainty. And that doesn't mean it's going to cash 100%, but we're certain we placed good bets. That's all we can control. We can't control anything else. I can't control what the fighter's going to do, what his corner's going to tell him to do, what his cut man's going to do if he needs them, what the ref's going to do, what the judges are going to do. If his girlfriend pissed him off in the morning, I can't control none of that. All of that is out of my control. The only thing in my control is placing good bets. That's it. How do I know if I placed a good bet? Am I getting good line value? Am I getting closing line value? That's how the casino, the sportsbook grades you. You think they grade you on results? They don't. They grade you on your ability to win. That video that Gianni sent out of me getting kicked out of Mandalay Bay. Okay? I'm down money at Mandalay Bay playing blackjack. I'm down over 40,000 lifetime at Mandalay Bay. But the reason they don't want me playing there is because they know my ability to beat them. Because when they went back and looked at the tape, they said, holy shit, every time this guy had the edge, he bet big. Every time he didn't, he bet small. If he keeps doing this, he's going to rock us. But in the short term, anything could happen. And they got the best of me. That's going to happen. But they knew I'm placing good bets. So they know what's going to happen if they let me play long enough. Same thing with sports. You're going to lose a lot of good bets that you placed. Bad bets win all the time. Right now, as I'm talking, someone just hit a number down the street playing roulette. Right now, I guarantee you, someone just hit a number right down the street on a roulette wheel. Was that a good bet? He thinks it was. He got paid 35-1. He's happy. He put down $10. He won $350. He's celebrating a good bet, right? He couldn't make a worse bet. Look down. There's 40 spaces on the wheel. 38, 39, depending on how many zeros. So how's getting 35-1 a good bet? Now, if you're getting 40-1, 45-1, it's a great bet. You're going to lose a lot of them. Remember, there's 38 spots on a roulette wheel. Picking the right number is difficult. But if you're getting 45-1, you're placing a good bet. Again, probably going to lose, but still a great bet. But if you're getting 35-1, even if it hits, it's a terrible bet. You got lucky. That's it. You got lucky. Nothing else happened. It wasn't a good bet. There's right in front of you. You could count them. There's 38 spots. I'm giving you 35-1, not 38-1. How's that a fucking good bet? That's a terrible bet. You're not even getting a fair bet. I could see if they're giving you 38-1 at even money. Now you're even. No one has the edge. But they're telling you There's 38 spots. We're only giving you 35 to 1. Come on in. The water's warm. Come on in. And people are still playing it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Again, same thing with sports, brother. Same thing with sports. So I don't think Blanchfield at this price. I think it's a terrible bet. And win or lose. That's it. I just look to place good bets. That's it. That's it. So that's going to do it. That's going to do it. Going to take a look one more time, see if anything else came in. And then I'm going to let you guys out of here. Come on, man. Get us to 2,500. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're at 2440. 2440. $24.40. Do you guys want more of these YouTubes? Should I be doing them like once or twice a week, like I did last summer, where we jump on? But I like it doing it live. I like you guys in here so I could answer questions. Love you too, Brent. Love you, brother. Thank you. Damn, NY. I don't. You have 2 bets remaining. I don't really know how. I mean, unless you like bet the opposite of both of them a little bit. If it was 1, you could kind of hedge. Where it sits right now, you kind of got to let it roll. I mean, maybe at halftime or live, you can do something. But right now, you got Indiana -4 and under 221 to cash out a nice big parlay. There's really not too many options. I mean, you could put a little on the Knicks +4 and a little on the, over. But then if you split, you lose the parlay and juice. Like, yeah, if you're down to 1 or they're not playing simultaneously, like it wasn't going on at the same time, like you had the 1 game, baseball, then the NBA, then you could hedge and then hedge again. But when they're going on at the same time, it's hard to do, bro. Hard to do. Hard to do. Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Another great session. Another great session. Head on over to Wager Talk. I have already a free play up there on my page. Again, when I'm going to be having more stuff come in between now and a couple hours from now. I will put another free premium play if that happens. Every day you could go to my my page and you'll get free premium stuff. Free premium stuff. But yeah, we got a lot already in there. So college baseball, Major League Baseball, UFC. Hopefully we get some more UFL action, some more college baseball action as the day goes on. And hopefully my man confirms that NBA for me as well. Hopefully we get that. So that's going to do it, boys and ladies. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All you guys. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Remember, wagertalk.com, Greek_gambler. Jump on board. The water's warm and already having a nice 2025. We're going to keep adding to that, brother. Going to keep adding to that. So let's end the weekend strong. I feel good about this one. Have a good day. God bless you and your families. Stay safe. Appreciate the support. Smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Give some support. Give some support. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take advantage of that special, baby. $100 off right now. Go, go, go. Have a good day. Love you guys.